Hi, and welcome back to King Great Airguns. Now, this is a video I've wanted to complete for a while. Have you ever picked up your FX Impact only to discover you've lost 50 bar overnight? Or maybe your rifle leaks only when it's full? Maybe only after you've adjusted the regulator. Or perhaps it slowly leaks over several weeks. Finding these leaks can be incredibly frustrating because air doesn't always escape where you think it does. Today, I'm going to show you exactly where every leak can occur and, more importantly, why. Not from the outside, but from the inside. By the end of this video, you'll understand the complete air system, how every seal works, and exactly where to start looking. Before we begin, as I'm sure you can appreciate, the FX Impact is a highly advanced and modular rifle. Its complexity means it has numerous O-rings that can fail over time. This ultimately causes leaks. Before we dive in, always fill the rifle completely, typically around 250 bar or the max pressure for your rifle or air bottle. Some leaks only appear under high pressure. If you're sitting at 120 bar, you may never find them. Secondly, where you would place an inner tube for a bicycle into a water trough to find the leak, please don't dunk your rifle into a bath of water. Corrosion can start where you can't even see it, and you will have done more damage than good. I use a gas leak detector spray, often used by plumbers and gas fitters. This is my go-to, CRC aerosol leak detector spray. It's incredibly sensitive, it's clean, and you can apply it exactly where you want. And it will reveal even extremely slow leaks. Another top piece of advice, don't find out the hard way. Test your entire rifle for leaks. Don't stop once you've found one. You may well have a couple of leaks, and if you stop there, you'll only find the second leak after you've reassembled your rifle. And now you're back to square one, kicking yourself. Right, so this video caters for everyone. Let's first understand where the air actually travels within your rifle. Okay, so here we have the Foster fitting, which is where you fill up your FX Impact M3. The air gets topped up through this Foster fitting, which then uses a bypass channel to skip past the regulator, and it fills straight into the air bottle. Now, on its return journey, i.e. during normal use, the air leaves the tank and flows through the bottle regulator, past the regulator gauge number 1, which is what we're looking at now, and it then enters an internal channel which takes it through to regulator 2, and it goes into the regulator 2 housing. From there it passes through regulator 2, which steps the pressure down to just the right level and sends it into the plenum. Think of this as the holding tank for your shot-ready air. Now we're moving into the power block, and this is where the magic happens, where we transfer the air down the barrel. It does this when you pull the trigger. The air is released from the plenum into the transfer port, and that in turn sends it down the barrel, which gives the pellet or slug the push it needs to send it on its way to its destination. So there's a very quick flyby. Let's get into the leaks. Once you understand the air path, finding leaks suddenly becomes much easier. Always remember, air is lazy. It always takes the easiest path. If your rifle leaks from the barrel, the problem is usually nowhere near the barrel. To test for barrel leaks, remove your moderator and then place a balloon over the end. When you pull the trigger, the hammer strikes the hammer seat, forcing the valve pin and seal to lift momentarily. This brief opening allows the high pressure air stored in the plenum to be released in a precisely controlled burst. The compressed air then flows through the transfer port, across the pellet probe, and enters the barrel directly behind the pellet or slug. And the entire sequence happens incredibly quickly, taking only a fraction of a second. Normally, this valve seals against the valve seat, and no air should pass. However, if there is dirt, damage, or a worn valve seal, This prevents it from sealing and air slips through, which then travels through the transfer port and exits the barrel. Whilst you're in this vicinity, also inspect the valve housing O-rings. If either fails, air bypasses the valve housing completely, and once more, the air exits down the barrel. Okay, the next place we're going to go to is the valve housing and power plenum. This entire section contains multiple seals, and they're some of the most common leak locations. So let's go through them. The valve stem O-ring. Most people don't even realise this seal exists, yet this tiny O-ring is all that's preventing high pressure air escaping backwards. So spray here first. Whilst you're here, it's also worth checking the breech O-ring. If this seal becomes worn or damaged, high pressure air can escape around the breech instead of remaining behind the pellet or slug. A common symptom is feeling a puff of air on your face or around the side of the breech each time you fire. This hole in the valve house allows air to flow into the pressure gauge, and the O-rings either side prevent it from leaking. Okay, so there are differences between the valve housing O-rings depending upon the model. FX actually changed this design. Older rifles seal externally and the newer power block rifles seal internally. So knowing which version you own saves a lot of head scratching. The plenum's job is to store air ready for firing, but it also contains several potential leak points. The plenum valve tube end. If air manages to get past this O-ring, it enters a specifically machined relief channel. This channel lines up with a small vent hole on the top of the plenum housing, directly beneath the barrel. It's a strong indication that this is the O-ring that has failed. And you've also got the plenum neck. If you ever notice air escaping underneath the barrel or from behind the macro wheel or the micro hammer adjuster, these two O-rings are often the culprit. Fortunately, they're also one of the easiest fixes. After replacing, the air should return to its normal flow back into the plenum. Okay, we're going to go into the internal plenum neck. This one catches many owners out. If air leaks from behind your power wheel or at the base of the reloading block where the pin drops through the slot, and at the bottom of the trigger assembly. When this occurs, it's typically these two tiny internal O-rings hidden deep inside the plenum neck have failed, or they just haven't been seated correctly on reassembly. Okay, so we're going to move on to the gauges. Your gauges don't seal with thread tape. They seal using an X-ring. If that seal is damaged or if the gauge has been over-tightened, air escapes around the gauge body. So just give it a quick spray around your gauges and determine if you've got leaks there or not. Now we're moving on to the regulator leaks. Here's regulator 1. So this is the entire bottle regulator assembly with all the constituent parts, and where I can I've put the part numbers for the O-rings as well. One thing that often gets missed is the internal O-ring. So I'm going to point this out separately as it deserves a special mention. When this fails and you're not familiar with the FX impact, pinning down the problem gets tricky. We'll show a bit more on this later. Okay, moving on, let's take a look at the air bottle valve. So this is the air bottle valve, and what I'll do is I'll do an exploded view of that particular component. I'll label up all the parts and put the part numbers next to them as well. If you've got air leaking from your bottle, even after removing from your rifle, then this is the culprit. Okay, let's delve into what leaks and why. You have a leak here. First of all, just check the torque and make sure that it hasn't just come loose. Then check the O-rings face seals that go against your rifle and against your bottle valve adapter. So this side can be the same face seals as before. If you have air leaking from the small vent hole around the edge of your bottle regulator valve, you'll usually know about it straight away because this area is exposed to full bottle pressure. The leak is often quite loud and can empty your bottle surprisingly quickly. In most cases, this points to an internal problem within the bottle regulator. The most common cause is a failed O-ring or a seal that prevents the regulator piston from sealing correctly. It can also indicate an issue with the Belleville spring washer stack, which is responsible for applying the correct preload to the regulator piston and maintaining the set output pressure. To understand why this happens, it helps to know how the regulator actually works. Every time you fire, the pressure drops as air is expelled. This reduction in pressure lets the spring washers expand, opening the regulator, permitting bottle air to freely flow in. This flow continues, allowing the rifle to get back up to the regulated pressure. And then once regulated pressure is achieved, it pushes back and compresses the washers, cutting off the bottle airflow. You'll notice a brass screw here. That's there to seal off a small machine channel inside the block. This channel is what links regulator 1 to regulator 2, letting air pass between them. If you look at the other end, you'll see a matching brass screw doing the same job. If you ever get an air leak from either of these screws, the first thing to check is the O-rings on each screw. That's almost always the culprit. Only screw this up till it's flush with the surface. Don't over tighten it till it bottoms out, or you'll end up rupturing the O-ring. Okay, whilst we're looking at this view, you can see the highlighted Cheesehead screw here. Behind this screw is a drilled hole that connects the bottle valve's central regulator, regulator number 1, which is allowing air to flow into the machine channel, which carries that airflow through to regulator number 2. If you have a leak coming from this screw, first check whether it has come loose for any reason, and then failing that, check the O-ring and plastic washer behind this screw. One of these will be the cause of your leak. Okay, regulator number 2. There is a lot going on here. First, I shall remove the thread so you can see the small intake holes, allowing the transfer of air inside. Let's display an exploded view of regulator number 2, label all the parts, and provide the O-ring sizes and part numbers as a reference. I'll collapse this down again and show how the air flows, where any leaks will show, exiting the rifle, and which part has failed to cause this. The air comes from regulator number 1 via the machined bypass channel and enters the regulator 2 chamber. It then travels through the regulator number 2 internals and exits at the top of the piston, where it's transferred into the plenum, continuing to fill until it reaches regulator number 2's set pressure. So the first leak point is behind the trigger. Check that the regulator 2 housing has not come loose. If not, then the reason for the leak will be one of two places. First, check this O-ring that seals the regulator housing. Secondly, check the inner part. If it's leaking here, then the two small O-rings on the regulator screw are allowing air to pass through. Okay, the Cheesehead screw, leak number 2. If you have air leaking from this screw, this hole is used during manufacture to machine a hole from the regulator 2 piston chamber, linking it up with the machine channel from regulator number 1, allowing air to enter the regulator 2 housing. So first check that the screw has not come loose, and secondly check the plastic washer behind the screw has not ruptured. Make sure you don't screw it up too tight. You don't want to do any damage to that block. Okay, leak number 3. The small hole next to this Cheesehead screw. This one throws a lot of people. This hole is there for a specific reason. It informs you that there's an issue with the internal O-rings or regulator 2 itself. Here are some of the reasons it would leak from this point. This O-ring is letting by into the piston chamber. Once it's in the piston chamber, it can escape out the hole. This small O-ring on the piston is not sealing internally within the housing. Again, it will come past that O-ring, it will come into that piston chamber void, and then it will come through the hole. There could be an issue with the spring washer stack, preventing it from sealing correctly. Again, the air will come into that chamber and then it will come out of that hole. And the O-ring at the top of the piston is not sealing correctly, and the air is bypassing back on itself into the piston chamber and coming out the hole again. So this is the Foster fitting you use to fill your FX impact. If you notice a leak at this fitting, it usually means one of two things. Dirt has gotten trapped inside and it's preventing a proper seal, or the O-ring has failed. The Foster fitting has very few parts. It's responsible for holding back the full bottle pressure. So if the O-ring has failed, it's the one at the top of the inlet valve rod. Replace that O-ring and you should be good to go again. For your own safety, before replacing any seal, always completely degas the rifle. That includes the plenum. Never remove pressurized components. 250 bar contains enormous stored energy. Treat it with respect. So there we have it. Every major leak point explained from the inside. So instead of guessing, you can now understand exactly what every seal actually does. And here's the good news. Most leaks aren't expensive. Usually they're just a tiny O-ring. Finding it, however, is the difficult part. So hopefully this video just made that much easier. Please leave a like. It'd be great to have you on board, so please subscribe to King Great Airguns. As always, stay safe, shoot straight, and thanks for watching.